Hi and welcome. I am Khalifa, your friendly solutions architect. And today I just want to do something really quick. I had a homework project that I did last night for one of my Cloud Bootcamp courses. And it was a simple project where we just had to throw together a CloudFormation template to deploy a VPC and some public subnets, routing tables, set up all the network, and then throw an EC2 instance into the public subnet and an RDS database in a private subnet and connect those two to talk to each other while also allowing access from the internet to the EC2 instance. There was no load balancing or auto scaling groups involved into it, so it was really simple. But it was my first CloudFormation template. I'm used to using Terraform, but I'm trying to get more, well, because of the course, I have to get more comfortable with using other things. I prefer Terraform because you can use it with other cloud providers, and I know that AWS, if you use CloudFormation, you're kind of locked in, but it's still nice to know. And it is part of the exams, not heavily, but it's probably good to get some use out of it, especially since a lot of it's free to work with, so it wouldn't hurt. And now that I've had some experience with it, I was adverse to learning it at first, but I think from now on, when I just need to do something really quick, to deploy something, instead of doing it in the console, I'm probably just going to throw it in the CloudFormation template and have like a general miscellaneous repository for infrastructure that I need to deploy. Actually, no, for most of my accounts, I have a repository already. I'll just throw it in there as a CloudFormation template rather than go into the pain of deploying it through a Terraform. Terraform seems to be a little bit more heavy. I will admit that when it comes to using a CloudFormation, it's easy to just create some YAML and then upload it to CloudFormation and let CloudFormation handle it, or spin it off in the CloudFormation CLI commands and using Terraform. Terraform isn't too hard, but I have a structured way of doing it, so it's a little bit more setup, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. It was just a lot easier to just throw it in the CloudFormation template and throw something out there. But anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and give you an overview of what I was trying to do. Now, for the sake of why I'm doing this, so I did do a diagram in CloudFormation, and I kind of want to show you what I did. Go to CloudFormation. This is what I have in CloudFormation. It's nice. It looks cool. It's chic, but I really don't get a sense of how everything flows here. Like, I got my EC2 instance in a web security group, but then I also have the database, which has another security group down here. I don't know if you can see that, the database security group, which is also connected to the EC2 instance. But it looks like the instance is allowed to communicate with the database, but it doesn't show you how that is. But anyway, I guess a regular, I don't know. It's new to me. I'm used to the old flow diagrams, like you could see with not Composer, but if we refresh this, let's see, we can go to Designer and load that same template in Designer, local homework 2, and you can get something like this, which is more of what I want. But the problem here is, what is this? This is a route table. I thought these were route tables. What are these then if these aren't route tables? That's a route table. A route table internet gateway route. Oh, it's a route for a route table. I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of hard to follow this. It's pieces all over. The database security group is everywhere. I would expect to see the subnets that I apply to the I would expect this to be, well, you know what? Anyway, let's just get to it. So this is what I would like to have seen. So let's go ahead and start adding some things here. Let's get our EC2 instance out. I'm going to work from this. I'm going to work this backwards. I'm going to start with the small things and then start building things around them. I'll have to shift and move things around, but that's okay. So let's get an RDS instance out here. I just had a simple RDS instance. I didn't have a whole database, a whole cluster or anything like that. So it was a really kind of simple project to set up. And this, I doubt if it costs us anything because it wasn't up long. You know, you build the CloudFormation template and you deploy it. You could have it up there a couple of hours, but it's probably not going to cost you a ton of money. But anyway, nice little simple project that's easy to play with and test. I'm going to grab one of these too because I don't think I can do a database security group. So I'm going to use one of these icons to kind of makeshift make a security group. All right, so I'm going to need some subnets next. Subnet. VPC subnet. Subnet security group. Wish I could get one of those without the icon. Anyway, so we got a subnet here. We'll just use these. We'll just create 4 of these. Alright, so now we got our RDS instance down here. We got another private subnet that I had in there as well. Just create another one. Before I start stacking things close together, maybe I should space them out a bit. We got this one over this EC2 instance, cool. And then we had our private, so let's label which ones are which. Public. We just deployed the EC2 instance to the public subnet. That means we didn't have to deploy a load balancer or anything like that, or a NAT, no, not a NAT gateway, but a load balancer, and then attach, deploy instance or autoscaling group. We just cheated and put an EC2 instance in the public subnet and gave it a public IP. I guess the instructor was trying to make it easy on us. But adding a load balancer and all that stuff in there probably went a bit too hard, and also adding Route 53 and to route to the EC2 instance through a load balancer would have been, it wouldn't have been too much more to add. But in any case, I'm grateful. So I'm just gonna group these. All right, it's not gonna move them as one unit. I'm gonna group these two. Oh, group those two. All right, okay. So now we got those private subnet. Another thing we're missing is another group container for the RDS group. I'll just take one of these. All right. And what I'll do is I'll cheat a little bit. Let's bring this guy down. I'll shrink this down. And now we've got like another subnet group kind of makeshift on our own. But it's RDS. We'll put RDS on there so you know. And then undo. Nope. This keeps automatically creating lines for me. Let's just do some text. Give me 1 second. 3, 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and label that text as DB subnet group. And let's stretch that out a bit. It's just a label, so we're not going to really do anything other than just leave it here. And we're going to take this, and this, and group them together. And group them together. And group them together. And group them together. And I can't group those together. That's fine. Whatever. It's probably because of the thing that I chose to use as a group. But anyway, it's just for visual effect anyway. I wonder if I can change the color. Sure I can. Yeah, that'll work. That's close enough. Get the color dropper and copy. I'm being a bit of a perfectionist right now. That's kind of annoying. Apply. Boom. Now they're the exact same color. And it's all up in the corner. And it looks cool. And now I don't need RDS on there. Alright, we got our 2 private subnets that are in here. And they're chilling out in there and they're having a great time. We need something else. Our route tables. I'm gonna color this one purple. We're gonna call this the private route table. Let's shrink it down a bit too. Oh, undo. We'll just call it RT. We'll grab this one. This will be our public RT. Why is it not obeying the same rules? There we go. Pretty much the same size, but they're not really sitting next to each other, so that's okay. And we'll call this public RT. Great. All right, cool. Maybe increase the size of that a little bit. All right, and then we create connections from this going here, connection from this going here. It's always weird how these things want to connect. All right, cool. So now you got your traffic going from your private subnet to your route table. It's all internal. We're not giving it access to the internet or anything like that. We can have another route table here. Cool. These are going out to the route table. Going out to the route table. All right, and then what else we got? Security groups. Security groups. Security groups. Security. Okay, we'll do. So we got a database security. No need to enter. It's a database security group. And our web server security group. Maybe move this over a bit. Yeah. And that's there. The EC2 instance. I gotta ungroup this. It's funny, I'm trying to how do you click inside? There's a way to do it. There we go. Alt. All right, so now I just want to attach. Whoop, undo. Nope, undo. Just gonna have to ungroup these. It's really hard to get to it right now. You know what, can I arrange to back? There we go. All right, that's better. I just needed to arrange it. All right, so now we'll probably group those back again. Boom, group them. But now I'm arranging it. That one's on top. It's gonna connect to this one too. Okay, and then that was hard. We'll send that to the back. And then we can connect this one to. Okay, cool. So let's make this more. It gets a little weird when these lines start crossing, I swear. All right, so now the security group connected to the database, and the database is connected, the EC2 instance is connected, and they're communicating over that port. So the network cards are connected to the same security group, which allow traffic communication over the port, whatever protocol, as long as the correct rules are there. This should have a rule to, well, the EC2 instance is going to be initiating communication with the database, not vice versa. So the database needs access to it. So it needs to be a rule in to 3306. It's MySQL. Let's call it MySQL. And so, yeah, that takes care of that. And now what do we have left? We also need our VPC. I'll try and move this over a little bit. We also need a internet gateway. Internet gateway. Or else I won't be able to communicate with this thing. Don't know what the differences are in the icons, but I don't care. We can shrink this down a bit. And the internet gateway has a route. Or the route table has a route table is a route to the internet gateway. The route, there's a local route for the subnets. Local route for the subnets. Okay, cool. So that should take care of everything. And now the only thing we're missing is we've got security groups. Let's take a look at the CloudFormation template. We got a VPC, we need to add that. Internet gateway, we got that. Route table we have, private route table we have. A route table, internet gateway route. We're using the line to show that. And so the same thing with the associations. We're using a line to show the association to the route tables for the private and public route tables. And then the public subnets, we have them public and two private. And then we have a database security group where we just added. A DB subnet group, we added around the two subnets that we added to the subnets, to the subnet group. The DB instance, we have that connected to the was deployed in these private subnet by the subnet group, so it can deploy RDS instances in either of these subnets. And then the web server security group we have as well, and also the EC2 instance and our outputs. So yeah, the only thing we have left to draw here is the VPC. So let's go ahead and grab our VPC. We'll just draw it as a group that encompasses all of this, with the internet gateway just kind of, well, the internet gateway is attached to the VPC. And we'll just kind of show it's kind of sticking out of the VPC or something like that. So that's looking good. And this is my homework 2 network. Okay, cool. And then you could draw internet. I like this one. All right, and draw that one going straight to the internet gateway. And we're just hit the EC2 public IP. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that's it. That's our network. And I think I like that diagram a lot better than the ones that we had. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that and post it in my my group. Boom. So much better. You can see what's connected to what and how it works. So the network traffic is between these two, but the network traffic between this security group and this group is from the internet gateway, which is to the route tables. So I'm just not gonna do anything with that. I probably should have this over here. Anyway, I like that. It looks good. And that's gonna be wrapping this up. So yeah, this is just me drawing out some diagrams, how I kind of draw out my infrastructure. And it's pretty nice to see it visually. You probably only will use it the first couple of times while you're building things out. You might maintain it over the years or over the time of your project. Pretty much after you've gotten a pretty good, gotten your infrastructure deployed and set up, we really don't use the diagrams much after that. So yeah, it's a nice to have, but definitely not a requirement for setting up a great network. But when you're running through some issues and you're trying to figure things out, it's always nice to see before you start the project. In this case, we did it after we did the project. But it'll serve as a good visual aid when someone visits my repository, because I may put this link on my resume as one of the projects that it shows design systems and stuff like that. I probably won't use this because it doesn't show a lot of the security and best practices at all. So there's that. But we'll probably work on this project some more and add those things later on. We'll probably grow from here. And then this will be a fully fleshed out kind of a capstone project to actually present on your resume. But at least I have this diagram now and I can build as I go along. So copy that. All right. But that's it. That's all I have to show you for now. And thank you for joining. Again, my name is Khalifa. I'm a solutions architect, and have a great day.